Hello to my Scorpio. All right, Scorpios, happy Monday. This reading is going to take us out through the 29th of October, which is the first day of the first quarter moon in Aquarius. Right now it's in Libra, and Libra is a relationship zodiac sign, right? It rules seventh house. Libras rule seventh house, right? And so relationships, seventh house is a house of relationships. It traditionally denotes marriage and partnerships, but also the idea of open enemies, quarrels, and disputes. So it is a house of contractual partnerships, but also litigation. A deeper look reveals the interesting links between these things. Also a projection, open enemies, relationships, the other half, all of that other stuff, right? So somebody feels like they know there's a dark, a low vibrating Scorpio that is going to be the karma to there's a high vibrating Scorpio that's going to be the karma to a low vibrating Scorpio. Okay. Because somebody is still kind of sort of in a zombified state, so there's a high vibrating Scorpio that's going to help a low vibrating Scorpio go through a transformation, a very powerful transformation, an intense transformation, right? And help them to really, really operate in love. But you got to know the secret to yourself. Like, you got to really turn a mirror around to yourself. You got to find out what your moon sign is, like how to show compassion to self, right? It's like, okay, if you haven't nurtured yourself, it can come out as just ruthless. Like, it just has to be this scorpion sting, in order for somebody to go through a rebirth, right? So looking at your cards here, you're going through your own rebirth yourself. Spirit says that this week for you all, Scorpio, is a sacred passage, a time to release, renew, remember your power. We're going to explore that in this spread here. Also to help you to kind of sort of move beyond resistance and to surrender, to allow what's ending to truly end so that your soul can rise anew, right? And so compassion becomes your alchemy this week, and turning pain into wisdom and shadows into light, right? So you don't want the tower to fall on you because somebody is still stuck in not being able to purge something somebody may not, something was so overwhelming, somebody may not be able to purge something, right? So you want to move into that, learning how to go along with source's flow, right? And so the themes of transformation, emotional rebirth, spiritual empowerment, compassion through surrender. Focus for you all, Scorpio, is embracing divine change and step into higher alignment this week, right? So we're starting out with your card here. Your card begins to spread transformation in motion. Spirit confirms that you're shedding an old layer of yourself, preparing for a new vibration of truth and purpose. The challenge is a tower, right? The challenge is surrendering control. Spirit says disruption isn't punishment. It's sacred realignment, and trust that what falls away also clears your path to freedom. Somebody could be connected to a very impulsive spirit. Like, you could be linking up with an impulsive spirit. You could be talking to an impulsive spirit that could be contaminating your water, right? So you by yourself, you could have the biggest heart. You could have the deepest heart. You could be ride to the wheels fall off kind of heart. But if you linking up with because this number, if you feel like this energy completes you, it can be your sister, it could be your brother. You feel like, okay, when we was kids, we'd have a ball, we have a great time. But when you're linking up with them, if you really sit down and think about it, you make impulsive decisions. You say stuff. You do impulsive stuff when you link up with them, because that's how deep the emotion is. It's like you literally ride for them till the wheels fall off. And so Source is saying you've gone through enough dark times yourself. Just by yourself, you've gone through dark times and just use that energy, because remember, you and Aries are ruled by the energy planet. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an Aries. Could be, but people have an impression of you, the same impression of you they have of them, right? That you have a temper. And Source is trying to help somebody see you've gone through enough dark times yourself. just by yourself, right? To now enlighten people, to help bring people into the light. And that's what a lot of people have in common. Coming out of the secret, everything is a secret, this. You can't let this person know this, because if they know this information, you know, that kind of stuff. You're helping people, whoever you are, helping people and helping their loved ones. You know, that some people are thriving behind closed doors because they've gone through enough dark time. They're not weak. They are enlightening people of like, okay, you got some energies out here that's just, you don't even have to drop names. It's a particular frequency. It's a particular frequency. Because some people really don't know. I'm telling you, some people really don't know. And some things are just overwhelming for some people. Like, okay, didn't even know that. Who knows everything? Nobody doesn't know anything. Everybody don't know everything. So, Ten of Swords here is your past influences. A painful ending or betrayal has shaped your perspective. Spirit says this cycle is closing. Once hurt, now transforms into wisdom. Yeah. You could have been hurt by somebody who you felt like hurt a sibling, for instance. Like you could feel like, okay, me and this sibling was just like this, and you could feel like, okay, I'm with that person till the wheels fall off. Except you also had your own experiences possibly with a sibling yourself, secretly, that's being exposed. So who knows? So the bottom line is that you are a star. You shine bright in dark spaces. So you can't really hide. Somebody could throw burlap over your head with eyes cut out, and all they can see are your eyeballs and eyelashes. And they like, oh, that's Scorpio under there. Yeah, we see Scorpio somewhere. Y'all know how celebrities be trying to hide. They go in different countries and stuff like that, and be putting on masks and costumes and stuff like that. Child, the way these fans act, all they would have to show is a toenail and somebody be able to spot them. Like, okay, now wait a minute. Do you really be studying people like that? Yeah, people study people like that. So Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to use your knowledge for good and not for evil. Because you are going to end. You are another Scorpio's karma. Whoever you are, you're another Scorpio's karma. Because another Scorpio, they don't want to stop. It's like they can't stop themselves. So you, whoever you are, Scorpio, are stopping another Scorpio because you're like, okay, you know how intense Scorpios are, intense about, and how passionate Scorpios are. And they ride till the wheels fall off, whether it's for good or evil. They not stopping. And something was overwhelming, you know, for someone, and somebody felt really blindsided, you know, by something. And so you can high vibrating Scorpio can match a low vibrating Scorpio to the end. I mean, straight to the end. And so where that veil is thin, to help a low vibrating Scorpio go through a transformation. And so when we're looking at here, the conscious influence, like I said, is a star. You know, you're consciously reaching for healing and hope. Spirit confirms that light is returning. Your faith is the bridge between endings and renewals, right? You're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. Here's a Temperance card here. So peace begins to flow. Spirit is blending fire and water within you. And so balancing passion with patience, power with peace. And here's the Queen of Cups here. You see yourself as deeply feeling and intuitive. And Spirit honors your emotional depth, but reminds you to nurture yourself as much as you heal others. This is going to be really important here because a lot of people pour into everybody else and don't pour enough into themselves, right? So how to benefit, balance, giving and receiving during this moon in Libra before we move into Scorpio season, or the moon in Scorpio, is observe and redefine the volume and quality of giving and receiving that you're allowing or blocking, for that matter. And so contrary to common belief that feminine equals giving, the characteristic of feminine is actually to receive and create new from what has been received, right? So kind of think about like, look at it like cooking. Okay, let's say somebody, whoever, let's say your spouse, kids, somebody, the delivery person drops off the groceries, right? You receive it and you're creating from that. Let's look at it that way, right? You're creating new from what has been received. So it came in one form, but you're creating something new from what has been received, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. There's plenty of men who live by themselves, or plenty of men who's married and cook, right? So you received the groceries. It could have been dropped off from a delivery service. You got everything out. You got the onions out. You got the other spices and stuff out. You got the meat or whatever out. By the time it's on the plate, it looks very different. It's in a totally different form and it's delicious. Everybody's like, oh my God, you can cook like this? Nice, right? And so while the purpose of the masculine is to hold the container for this creation and channel it to the right place, and that's the masculine portion of it, what you see, that's the outcome. So you have masculine energy are senders, feminine energy receivers. Doesn't really matter what physical body it comes in, man or woman. Sender, receiver is in every single person. That's the balance. Healthy work-life balance, right? So somebody is learning how to purge some kind of idea that women are just the feminine without having masculine within, right? When obviously somebody planted a seed, if you're giving birth, somebody planted a seed, it's there for a period of time. What comes out is both. Ancestors, all of that, like you see it right there. Like, okay. Put the seed in the oven, turn it up to 375 degrees. After you put the seasoning and everything on it. And then, turkey comes out. A chicken comes out. Turkey comes out. A nice meal comes out, right? So anyway, so Source is trying to help somebody to learn how to use their knowledge for good and not for evil. But you got to also be able to help somebody when you take it all the way down to the lowest frequency to understand that there are going to be some people who are impulsive. They really, really, no matter how much you tell a person, hey, I got to take it down to the lowest of low, because you're not leaving anybody behind, right? You don't want to leave anybody behind. People are going to choose to believe what they want to believe. They're going to choose to believe what they want to believe about you. So that's what makes somebody a star. So you could have the best intentions and somebody's going to believe what they want to believe about you. This is why Source really wants you to start pouring into you. Like really, like never before, pour into you. And so here's the moon card here is uncertainty surrounds you. Spirit asks you to trust the unseen. Clarity is forming through intuition and emotional truth. Right? So the depth of your gifts could be really overwhelming for some people. And for some other people, they may see it as fun. They may be like, oh, you know how to astral project? That's interesting, right? So the Two of Swords here is hopes and fears. And so you desire connection and emotional honesty, yet fear vulnerability. And so Spirit says that hope requires courage. So open your heart to divine reciprocity here. And then we have, of course, the World card. This is the outcome. So completion and ascension. And Spirit confirms that you're stepping into a new cycle of spiritual mastery, grounded healing, healed and being kind of reborn here. Not kind of, but being reborn here. Some people may be shocked that you know how to have telepathic conversations with the person. Like you may have said, oh, I was thinking about this person. And here they are calling on the phone. Oh, I thought you up. Like you see here, some people say, I thought you up, and you're showing up right here, right? So somebody's learning that when they have dreams, you could be learning that when you have dreams here, that another form of communication to protect your peace and to protect the peace of other people is to journal. That could be another form of communication. The second house, Taurus rules second house. Somebody could have felt bullied. Yeah, somebody could have really felt bullied. Here we have back straight, walk away. Right, you have new attitude. You have a new attitude. Your well of joy is within you. So should you double back for them, crown chakra cleanse, do the mirror work. Make a list of pros and cons. Somebody has a demon of pride. So get locked in and get focused. You have the gift of clairsentience, and you pick up on others' vibrations, their moods, their emotions and feelings, and always bet on you. Take your time to decide. It's time to start dating again for somebody, whoever you are. And so you're protected by angels, and Angel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers, is with you. Yeah, but somebody's having a tower moment. Somebody's having an awakening, a total. Believe it or not, a lot of people in this year of 9, year of 8 was 2024. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Where they were still linking up with some of the same people, same family members. Okay, yeah, still what I was saying, and this is being edited. Like some people are still linking up with certain family members. We're around the holiday season. People are like, okay, who's holding, whatever your beliefs are around Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Still connecting with family members, not knowing who they were connected with or what secrets they were connecting with, like what they were part of a secret society, like people not knowing who was connecting with whom, like who was a part of this and who was a part of that. So somebody is now using their depth of knowledge about things to actually enlighten and help people. That is how people are really thriving behind closed doors on this World Wide Web, enlightening people, helping people instead of keeping everything a deep, dark secret where people don't know. You'd be surprised at how and again, you don't ever have to name drop. You don't ever have to name drop. There's too many references in music videos and movies and books, and I mean it's right there, right in plain view for everybody. Like, but it's not as obvious. It's not as obvious as people see until somebody points it out. That's why I always tell people, rise above the judgment of thinking that somebody's supposed to know something. So that's an open enemy. A person who is, soon as somebody gives somebody a compliment, that's a hater. That's an open enemy. Soon as somebody gives somebody a compliment, oh, they pointed out something, they shared this with her. Oh, but you don't know this about them. That's an open enemy. So continue operating in the spirit of love. Continue operating in the spirit of love. This is somebody who, and they not changing. They're like, oh, you just wait, you'll see. They not a star. They not star quality because they're thinking about fame and fortune. You'll know, like a person is like, okay, people are starting to, you using your gifts for good. So operating in the spirit of love. So divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. Yeah, that's the frequency that somebody is moving on, like in a frequency of love. But you got to take it all the way down to, because there's some people who are fading out, like literally feel like, okay, they don't have any purpose. Why is life doing all of this stuff to them? And they literally feel like, that's just it for them. They could be smiling one day, the next day they out of here. You get a phone call. They just checked out. They just like, what? They just done, right? Everybody was like, oh my God, they was just laughing and joking and, so on and so forth. But then you look back, okay, all the signs are there. All the signs were there, right? And you got people misjudging stuff, jumping to conclusions, wellness checks, being impulsive because they ain't talking to people on a regular basis, not checking in on a regular basis. So somebody gonna really start really looking at checking in on people, recognizing some stuff. So, but that's an open enemy. A person, as soon somebody, no matter how much you had their back, as soon as somebody gives somebody a compliment, the first thing that comes to mind for them is something negative. Oh, but you don't know this about them. So if somebody give you this, they trying to help, tell people like, no, Scorpio knows this. Scorpio is smart. They're brilliant. They're this and that. Oh, but you don't know so and so. You're right. Don't know them. So here we go. Closing out your reading, Scorpios. You feel complete. This week is sacred metamorphosis for you. Spirit says you're rising from the ashes, softer yet stronger than before. Compassion is your medicine. So you're surrendering is your liberation. And so you're going to let your transformation unfold gently, knowing that the divine is guiding every step of your rebirth, sending you love, light, and blessings. See you in the next video. Bye.